Hello, this is Christian Okoye, former Kansas City Chiefs. You are listening to Grilling Truth.
Did you play college football? Do you know someone who did? Or are you just a huge college football fan? You need to go check out www.footballvideos.com, where we have tens of thousands of college football games played as far back as 1905 available for purchase. Take an amazing trip back in time, take a seat at the top of the press box, and watch the entire game as if you were there. For more information, call 717-732-5643 or email us at wdr@footballvideos.com.
Hello, this is Alex Gray, and you're listening to the Weekly Nightmare on the Grilling Truth, where legends speak. Today we talk about the Northern Kentucky Nightmare, their first game against River City just a couple weeks ago, and their upcoming game against the Chicago Blitz this Sunday night in Villa Park. In here with me, we have Coach Mike Goodpaster and defensive back Ontario Williams.
How you doing, Alex? Thanks for having us on.
Thank you for having me.
It is my pleasure. So we'll start with some quick statistics from the Nightmare in their last game. The defense gave up 143 yards in 44 plays. Kyle James, who played quarterback most of the game, went 10 for 30 with 3 interceptions. Net with an interception. Unfortunately, he left the game with an ACL injury. We don't know the full status of that. Other defensive moments, T.J. Harris had 2 picks and Sergio Freeman with 1 interception. As with Ontario Williams, he also had 5 tackles and 5 passes defensed. So, quick recap of what you guys thought of the game.
Go ahead, Canada.
As far as the game went, I mean, offensive-wise, if we could have put up more points, I feel we would have won that game. Defensive-wise, we looked good. A couple of plays, broke down on defensive ends, not keeping contained, a couple of run plays. But as far as the secondary went, I feel we played great. Strong point of our defense so far this year.
Yeah, I'll just go off with Canada. I mean, Canada, 5 pass defense, 5 tackles. I mean, I think that the St. Louis team or River City Raiders only completed 1 pass in the first half, I think. It wasn't much more than that if it wasn't. T.J. Harris, 2 picks. Sergio Freeman played great, especially in the second half, had a pass defense, interception. TJ, with his 2 interceptions, also had 3 passes defensed and 4 or 5 tackles. Linebacker play was adequate. We were missing one of our starters, David Hampton, who should be back this week. Defensive line-wise, Peoples played really well. I think he had 5 or 6 tackles. But overall, our defensive ends have got to contain. So we're going to make some changes on the defensive line. We're going to bring in a new person or 2 that's going to be at practice Saturday to see if we can step that up. That's about it for the defense, Kyle. Or Alex.
All righty.
From now on, we're just going to call you Kyle so I don't have to edit this show. Go ahead.
Okay. Apparently I'm Kyle today. All right. So with that, any other improvements that could be made?
Well, defensively, I think we're all right. We just got to fix the front 5 a little bit. They weren't terrible. Defensive backs, like I said, Sergio, TJ, Canada played great. Offensively, we got a lot of improvements we need to make. I was not happy with the effort. I mean, offensive line walking up to the line. Wide receivers not always selling out to go for balls, so we made some changes on that side also. But, I mean, overall, if I could sum up the game in 2 words, it sucked. I mean, we played terrible. We got our ass kicked. We got a lot of things to fix. We're working on it.
Alrighty. And next question is, what will Chicago be like? What will the Blitz bring to the table this Sunday night?
Well, we played the Blitz 2 years ago, so Ontario can speak on this a little bit also. But 2 years ago, they were a good team. We got up on them big early, ended up winning by 3 touchdowns. Last year, they made it to the AIF championship game against the York Capitals. Mike Oliver's their head coach, very good coach. They're a solid team. I think that they're probably, right now, I haven't seen their final roster. I have some people who have told me who's on the team, but we won't get their roster until Friday night. But I would expect them to be even better than the River City Raiders. The River City Raiders were a good team, but I think Chicago is going to be a tougher challenge than that even. They're an established team, been around, established head coach. I don't know. What do you think, Canada? What do you remember about Chicago a couple of years ago?
As far as Chicago, I mean, like Coach said, you know, they're going to be a good team. You know, quarterback Juice Williams went to Illinois. You know, I mean, they had some big receivers. You know, I guess quick little running back they had. That's what I remember. But, I mean, for the most part, what I remember from that game was me getting thrown out of that game. You know, got a little hot head moment.
I forgot about that, Canada. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, had a little hot head moment, got thrown out the game. I want to say shortly after halftime. But, yeah, I'm going in there with a clear head this year, you know, not trying to have any of those moments. You know, I talk all the trash I want from Coach, you know, but, you know, not retaliate to anyone putting hands on me or anything like that. Just want to go in and, you know, keep playing out, playing this year. So hopefully it's a good game, you know, a better game than, you know, against River City, and, you know, we go put up points and, you know, make it a game.
Yeah, I remember Juice Williams. I remember when he played at Illinois many years back. He's a very good quarterback. And I remember looking the blitz up, and I saw him up there. I was like, oh, Juice Williams. I remember him.
Well, actually, I think that was last year he played. I know they ran with a different quarterback last year who had played in the AFL, was a really good quarterback. I have an idea of who they've got this year, but not 100% sure. We won't know till Friday night.
Okay.
And are there any roster updates? What does the roster look like for the Nightmare this time around?
It's still a paper with numbered 1 through 30, Alex.
1 through 30? All right, same deal.
This is the thing. We've added some guys that Canada probably didn't know about yet just to kind of beef up the offense. We've got actually a couple offensive linemen they're going to miss this week from prior obligations they had from a few months before the season even started that they told us about. So we'll be updating that, and I mean, people that are listening to the game Saturday night will realize who we have that's new. So put it like this. I haven't seen their roster, so there's no reason for me to tell them mine right now.
Exactly. Well said. Well, and are there any other updates based on the Nightmare in general?
Such as?
Well, I know the Northern Kentucky Tribune posted a news article about the Nightmare.
Yeah, I haven't even seen that yet, to tell you the truth, Alex.
Yeah, I actually read it this morning, so if anyone wants to check it out, it's on the NKY Tribune website and talks about the Nightmare, and I think it's obviously good publicity for the team. Tomorrow there will be a meet and greet at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Crestview Hills, I think, 6 to 8.
I think it's 6 to 10 is what was posted on the web, or on the Facebook page.
6 to 10? All right. I wasn't sure which.
So, Canada, you going to eat some free wings?
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely eating some free wings.
There we go. I'm all for some free wings.
Anything that's free.
Right.
It's always good when you get free stuff, right?
Yeah. And I think offensively, we talked a little bit. I mean, Antonio Davis will be back. That was our quarterback 2 years ago when we made it to the conference championship game. He had a family obligation he had to take care of, which was completely understandable. And, I mean, when you look at the game and you talk about Kyle James and he's 10 for 30 with 3 interceptions, the big thing to remember is this. Kyle James is here because he's a great football player. I mean, he can play almost any position on the team. He's not a quarterback. And, I mean, to go into a game where he has to play quarterback, I mean, the thing about Kyle is, I mean, he got sacked 11 times, hit a total of 23 times. We lost 83 yards on the sacks. But the thing about Kyle is he is extremely tough. He gets back up, and you don't even know anything's wrong. So, I mean, the game definitely was not on Kyle James because it's really hard to go in when a guy that's probably your third quarterback has to come in and play the game in a situation where River City is a good team, good ownership. I mean, they had probably 4,000 or 5,000 people at least there. The atmosphere was great, and we just spit the bit when we needed to play. I mean, it doesn't matter who plays. Whoever steps in has to do the job, offensively and defensively. And defensively, we talked about how well the defense played. I mean, we gave up 2 touchdown drives of 30 yards. The other 3 touchdown drives were like 3 yards, 5 yards, and 15 yards. But the problem is this. When we give the ball to the team on the 3-yard line, as a defense, we need to step up and go hold up our end. You know, the offense put us in some bad situations, but we still have to get the job done. It can't be an excuse, well, we gave up 5 touchdowns, but 3 of them were drives less than 12 yards. You know, we need to be able to go out and stop them when the offense doesn't get it done, just like the offense needs to be able to pick us up when we screw up.
Right. And, yeah, I think we got a really good team here. I know Kyle's a really great athlete, and I know there's a lot of great athletes on the team, and I certainly know they will get better as the season progresses. And I think that will also do it for this edition of the Weekly Nightmare. The Nightmare played the Chicago Blitz this Sunday night at the Odeum Expo Center in Villa Park, Illinois. And once again, I'm Alex Gray, and also thank you, Mike Goodpaster in Ontario, for being on today. I should say that first.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot, Alex.
Thank you.
No problem. All righty. Thank you for listening to The Grueling Truth, where legends speak, and let's play some football.